Funny, this came across my timeline earlier today. Somebody tweeted out, how did this win Game of the Year in 2003? And they're talking about Madden 2004. And in 2003, which is a stacked year, it beat Zelda Wind Waker, Knights of the Old Republic 2, Vice City, Soul Calibur 2, Pokemon. Which one is this? I don't know which one this is. Sapphire and Emerald or Ruby, Mario Kart Double Dash, Beyond Good and Evil, and Castlevania. So I'm going to answer this question. How did this win Game of the Year? Because I don't even think they're trolling. I replied to this. I was like, you could tell who was born yesterday. I think they were probably born in the 2010s. You're really young. So if you want to know how Madden won Game of the Year for the Video Game Awards, because before the Game Awards was called the Game Awards, it was called the Video Game Awards, and it was on Spike TV. But this is what it used to be. It's the same thing. So I was there. Now, y'all know I'd be the first one to slander a ball and gun gamer. And also, I would like to state, as somebody who was there, I was 13 in 2003. I want to say I don't agree with Madden winning this year, but I will say, a matter of fact, I'd probably say I'd probably pick Soul Calibur too. A lot of people would have probably picked Vice City or KOTOR, Double Dash as well. I don't play any of these games. So I want to state first and forehand, I'm not saying I agree Madden was the best game of 2003. I would have picked Soul Calibur too. That shit had me in a chokehold. That being said, what I will say is, if there's 1 year, I will let this shit slide. Because one thing you got to understand about the award show is you don't have to agree, but at bare minimum, you have to understand. If there's 1 year I would let it slide, it was Madden 2004. I will let this rock. I've said it. If you follow my content, I've said it on the stream plenty of times. Madden 04 is my favorite Madden. It was the best one with Mike Vick on the fucking cover. It was a fun game that struck a good balance between arcade and sim basketball with a shit ton of features. This is back when EA tried. So that's why I said, I don't think they're being disingenuous or like rage baiting with this tweet. People, you just was not back there. And this is why oral history is very important. This is why you need older people around to tell you, because back in the day, this is before EA had the exclusive license to Madden. So back then, Madden was just another football game. You had Madden, NFL Game Day, NFL Fever. You had all the college football games, NFL 2K. You had mad football games coming out every year. NFL Street. They had to compete back then. So understand, this is before they tried back then, and it was fucking gas. This game, I'm not going to lie. This year, Soul Calibur had me in a chokehold, and I would say probably my second game that had me in a chokehold was Madden. We used to play this game every day after school, me and my buddies, bro. We was going crazy. And you was a bitch if you play with Mike Vick. He had 99 speed. So, you have to understand, for those who don't believe this is a real thing. Somebody replied to that tweet. Oh, but let me. If you weren't alive back then, yes, Madden was really good back then. Before I play this clip, I would say Madden 04, like this run that they had back then in the early 2000s, before the exclusive license came in and they got lazy. I would say specifically Madden 04 is what, in my opinion, NBA 2K14 is what to 2K, if that makes sense. Some people might argue 2K11, but I in my opinion, NBA 2K14 is the blueprint for every 2K to come after, because that was the first one to introduce the park. And that style of gameplay. I think Madden 04 is the 2K14 for Madden, basically. It was the blueprint for Madden and everything going forward. So you got to understand, back then, a lot of the features that they implemented were fucking innovative. I say 2K11. Yeah, I know some people might argue 2K11. I'm gonna argue 14, but I'll give you 11. I'll give you 11. I feel like Madden 04 is that game for the Madden community. And then they locked up the exclusivity license, and it was all downhill like that. So I just wanted to explain, this is a valid pick for Game of the Year. It's 1A, 1B type shit. And I'm gonna be honest, it would be nice for the industry to get back to the ways of when a sports game was actually eligible for winning Game of the Year. Because even it being nominated against Vice City, Soul Calibur, KOTOR 2, Wind Waker, Pokemon, Double, like this is a Beyond Good and Evil. This is a stacked lineup. Castlevania. For it to even be nominated and win, that shows you how good it is. And this is why we need to find a way to get that exclusive license out of fucking EA's hands, bro. because that's what made them lazy. The games actually used to be good back then. Spike TV, where they had shows like The Man Show. Yeah, that shit was crazy. What did you link though? Somebody was responding to this. Hold on 1 second. I found the clip. You was right, talking about how 2000 gamers were less divided when it came to the genre. Let's see.
Playing games generally, they were just playing whatever. So somebody like this could be playing like Final Fantasy 7 and then play Melee and then play NBA Street or something like that.
He's describing me, nigga. That's me. That's probably some of you in the chat. I play Zelda, I play Elden Ring, I play Expedition 33, but I play 2K. I used to play Madden until it became dog shit. I play everything. He's right. That used to be a thing. I'm gonna let him rock and then I'm gonna reply to this.
Versus now, I think people are a lot more honed in on their taste, right? So because people are more honed in, like, oh, I only play JRPGs, you'll get the same type of person in those communities. Versus back then, you could meet different types of people that played JRPGs. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes, I've been argued exactly. Shout out to this creator. I've been arguing on this stream for years this shit, bro. Being a gamer in the early 2000s, 90s, 80s, and 70s meant something completely different than being a gamer now. If you would have told me when I was a kid that you were a gamer, I instantly knew off rip there was a high probability that you played Grand Theft Auto, SOCOM, Mario Kart. You played every fucking thing because you just love the fucking game, bruh. Nowadays, the shit is super tribal. People have become too cool for school to try shit. I have some like theories on why it's become that way. I think one of the reasons is I think a lot of people, they get into the game for alternative motives. We're not ready to talk about that. It's not the sole reason. It's not the sole reason. But we do got a lot of people out here that just started gaming because they seen it got popular on YouTube and Twitch. They started making money. Matter of fact, I've told this story on stream. I'm going to tell it again if you haven't heard it. Back in 2016, I spoke on a panel with Matt Pat for being what it was like to be a content creator, like tips and tricks. What's that event in Anaheim? It was some YouTube convention. I spoke on a panel, right? Before my panel, I remember I was sitting in the crowd at another woman's panel and she was talking about being a Nintendo creator. VidCon. Yeah, VidCon. That's what it was called. I was at another panel and I was sitting next to this woman and her daughter. And her mom was like, I guess the Nintendo creator was playing Mario Kart. Her mom was like, wait, so she just plays games and uploads it to YouTube and makes lots of money? The kid goes, yeah, that's what she does. You know, the kid doesn't know any better. And then the mom doesn't know any better either. She's just supporting her kid's hobbies. You know, shout out to the parents that do. Matter of fact, let me hit the... The point is, she was like, they just play Mario Kart and upload it to YouTube and make lots of money. And the kid was like, yeah, I swear to fucking God, she grabbed the little kid's arm. She said, let's go. Tell me what I need to buy. Let's go do it. She's like, let's start a YouTube channel. There's a lot of that going on. And that's why I always say, if you want to get into the content creation space, make sure you love this shit before you do it. Because when the highs are high, the lows are low. And I'm going to be honest, most of you are not going to make it. Not because I think you're dog shit. Not because I think you're a bad person. Not because I don't think you're capable. Because statistically speaking, not everybody can fucking make it, bruh. Somebody's got to be a doctor. Somebody's got to be a lawyer. Somebody's got to drive the bus. Somebody's got to be a janitor. That's how society works. Everybody cannot be a YouTuber. And that's why it's fucking concerning when they survey kids, Gen Alpha, and 70% of them said they wanted to be a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer. Guys, we need plumbers. I'm just saying. So that's one of the reasons. I think there's a lot. And matter of fact, to double down on the ulterior motives, there was 2 waves of new gamers with ulterior motives. And I think they like games, but they don't like them as much. And that's why we've been getting so much data exposing them, like the 86% that didn't play any new games this year, but want to talk about game of the year. I think the first wave of fraudulent gamers came when the first wave of YouTubers and Twitch streamers blew up, like me, because I've been around for 18 years. Come on. 18 years, come on. For those unaware, December 16th is when I started, 2007. Come on, don't hate on me. The second wave happened in 2020 during COVID, when we were all locked indoors. A lot of people went out and bought PS4s and PCs for the first. You remember during COVID, the price of a gaming PC went up. Yeah, my career can buy cigarettes. So I think there's a lot of people that got into gaming that wanted to make content because everybody was locked in the house. And they got into it with different motives, not for the love of the game. And I think what happened is, especially during that second wave in 2020, a lot of those people that tried to become content creators and they were buying all these PCs, that's when I think the whole too cool for school gamers started to come in. The people that are like, oh, I play Madden, but I ain't playing that other shit, the shit with the sword and the wands and shit, bruh. That shit is corny, bruh. I think that's when you started to see that kind of that high school mentality come into play, which is unfortunate because I feel like a lot of y'all are denying greatness. But he's right. I 100% agree. I believe when I was a kid, it meant something completely different to say you're a gamer versus nowadays. Nowadays, I'm not gonna lie. When somebody says they play games, you got to low key shit test them to kind of figure out where they're at mentally. You'd be like, yeah, what kind of games you into? I'm not gonna lie. The first thing that come out your mouth is GTA, Grand Theft Auto, Madden, 2K, FIFA, Fortnite. I'm in my head. I won't say it out loud, but in my head, I'm like, oh, I know what you are, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm like, you're a casual. I know what you are. So, and the reason I say that is when you say that answer, I'm going to steer the conversation in a completely different realm. Be like, oh yeah, I like GTA. Like I know to keep the conversation surface level, basically. I remember that shit happened to me one time in real life when I was hanging out. This was an ex that I had, and it was me, her homegirl, and then her homegirl's boyfriend. And he was a mechanic. And he was like, I can't believe people get paid to play games and shit like that. He's like, that shit is crazy. And in my head, I'm thinking, oh, like, yeah, that shit's fucking crazy. I only know about this Grand Theft Auto. But if I see that's where you at, you know, that's where you at. But if I say, oh, you play games, what are you into? And they say something like, oh, I love Skyrim. I already know. I'm like, okay, I know what you are. I like Skyrim. All right, well, you play a lot of different games. Why not introduce them into more to refine their taste? I mean, that's what I do over here. Because to be fair, there's no curiosity. It's a shame. Yeah, sort of. Me personally, I do try to refine people's tastes. I always say that on stream. I literally said that the other day. All the people that are like talking shit about Expedition 33 that haven't tried it, the ones that are open-minded, kudos to them. And also, like, try to do your best. You got to do your part. But then it's like on the flip side, you only can do so much. You can only lead the horse to the water, right? I'm not gonna beg anybody to play no fucking game, bro. I just wish y'all would shut the fuck up when it comes to when we talking about these game awards and shit like that. So, like, me personally, I always recommend games. Definitely do your part in your friend group, but you can't force nobody to play shit. Some people are just hard. I call them digital block huggers. That's what they are. They hug the block in real life and they hug the block in the game. They don't want to try nothing new. So we're gonna keep the conversation casual. What was the game that changed gaming for you? That changed gaming? What do you mean by it changed gaming? I don't think there was like a specific game that like, oh, that changed gaming. Like that. Are you saying like made me fall in love with games? I was in love from like the get-go. So like there's no one particular game, I think. New here, I just installed Expedition 33 yesterday, and so far the game is dope. Genshin Impact changed gaming. Are you yeah, shut the fuck up. Are you talking about from like a design standpoint? Or are you talking about just like what inspired me type shit? Shout out to this creator though. I agree. By changed gaming, I mean opened your horizons and opened you up to something you never thought you'd be into. Oh, there was never a game that opened my mind into other stuff. I've always been an open-minded person. That's just who I am. That's a character thing. It has nothing to do with I started off with Mario and the Duck Hunt, played Ninja Turtles and the Chuck E. Cheese, the cabinet. Shit, played a lot of Street Fighter too. Like, I just like games. I've always been an open-minded person. That's not even like games either. Like, I'll hear you out. My stance on anything when it comes to conversations is as long as you are arguing from a genuine standpoint, I'll hear you out. People don't be arguing from disingenuous shit, bro. But nah, there was never a game that like opened my mind. I always just like gaming as a whole. The only thing that I'm not a big fan of is RTSs. And even still, every once in a while, there might be an RTS that I like. What about speedrunner games? I like that game Speedrunners. But my coworker said no one played Expedition 33. Then I told him it sold 6 million. Then he said, what were the sales in America? Just moving the goalpost for no reason. See? And that's what I mean when I say you can lead them to the water, but some people don't want to drink the water because now he's trying to shift the conversation. Like, bro, it sold 6 million. What are you talking about? And make sure you tell him it was on Game Pass. Were you holding the block at your local arcade, cooking motherfuckers in Street Fighter? Nah. I wasn't old enough. I'm old, but I'm not that old, Chad. God damn. I played Street Fighter on Super Nintendo, nigga. I missed the arcade because you gotta remember back in the day, fighting games used to come out in the arcade, and then like a year or two later it would come to console. So like I missed the arcade era of playing Street Fighter 2. I wasn't in the arcade. I was too young. I was playing it at the crib in fucking only Super Nintendo. I did in the arcade. I did play a lot of Marvel vs. Capcom, X-Men versus Street Fighter, and then what was that samurai game? That shit was gas too. Y'all know what I'm talking about? The samurai with the black and white outfit with the zigzags on it. That game was fire too. I played a lot of that in the arcade. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I played a whole lot of. What was that samurai game? Is it Samurai Showdown? Yeah, with this dude, yeah. I played this in the arcade a lot. We had a couple arcade cabinets in the YMCA that I used to go to after school, like in middle school. You know, we had to bring the quarters and run it. This is an underrated fighter because you could like insta kill people. Marvel vs. Capcom is fire. X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I was on all that shit. You ever played Melty Bud? Nah, I'm not gonna lie, that shit mad nerdy. Let me stop. I just never had the interest in it. King of Fighters. I never could get into King of Fighters. I've played a bunch of different ones, but I could just never get into it. I like some of the characters in it, but it never hit for me like that. No, we ain't playing no Nin Impact, nigga. Nobody's playing Nin Impact. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Battletoads, the Simpsons arcade. I played a lot of the Simpsons arcade too. Hold up one second. What did you link? Fallout Season 2 is certified with a 97% rotten. Ooh, woo. What's my favorite open world game? Does Mass Effect, does it classify as an open world game? I feel like it's more hubs. But then when you land on the planets, it's kind of open world. Not really. It's like semi-open world. I don't know if I would count that. I wouldn't count. Yeah, I don't know if I would count that. Maybe Assassin's Creed 2 Brotherhood. Does Ocarina of Time count as an open world game? I felt like Ocarina of Time was like you know what I put up there? Jak and Daxter, the original Jak and Daxter. That was an open world game. That was a great one. Star Wars Outlaws. Fuck out of here, nigga. I put Jak and Daxter on there. That was the original PS2 open world game. You know Ball? I know Ball. Ocarina of Time I would consider open world. That's a classic open world. Let's say Brotherhood. GTA. I feel like my favorite GTA is GTA 4. I feel like that had some of the best writing. Saints Row 2. I think what else? Oh, that's off the top of my head. AC Odyssey is a great open world game. Some people would disagree. I know that split the community, but I did love AC Odyssey. You were playing that a lot. I was playing a lot of shit, bro. But yeah, shout out to this. It dropped, right? Next episode is December 24th. Yeah, it dropped already. It dropped the 16th, I believe. Elden Ring is a classic. That's a modern classic. Odyssey is overhated. It is, but you know, to each its own. I feel like if you just suspend disbelief and treat it like it's not an Assassin's Creed game and just a fun game, there's something there. Take it with a grain of salt. A behind closed doors showing of upcoming Starfield content took place recently, making those who attended very excited for the future of the game. Then Luke Stevens replies and says, to be clear, as far as I've been able to find, there's only one source for this alleged event. The claim is it was behind closed doors where they showed the 2.0 version of Starfield, but no one was required to sign an NDA, despite no one else is talking about it, and there's no specifics on what was shown. Maybe it did happen, but I would take this with a massive border of salt at the moment. Let's act like it's real for a second, especially because this is coming from the Starfield news account. This shit is not even verified. Just a fan account. You can tweet out. This is my problem with Elon's Twitter. You can just tweet out anything. But let's entertain it and act like it's real for a second. What does Starfield need to do to fix the game? And don't tell me it's not possible, because I know revisionist history likes to act like it didn't happen, but the 2020 version of Cyberpunk was not it. If Cyberpunk can do it, if No Man's Sky can do it, any game can fix itself. Because that launch Cyberpunk was not it, bro. You say, King Cyberpunk had it. We're not going to forget what happened in 2020. I remember I fell through the map 100 million different times. I remember. So it's possible. I think they need to put aliens in this bitch. Cool alien designs with a codex, just like Mass Effect. Give it some good lore. Update the combat and have some type of story that leads into Starfield 2, hinting at a bigger alien conspiracy or some shit, man. But you can't make a space game with no fucking aliens. It doesn't make any sense. Nigga, the only reason humans want to go to space is because we want to know what's out there. Nobody wants to go to space to just walk around. We'll just stay home for that, bruh. It's already expensive to live on Earth. Now you telling me it's expensive to go in space and we ain't gonna look at nothing? Okay. That's what makes Mass Effect great. We went to space and we found big titty, big booty, blue alien bitches, bruh. And they mind fuck you. We want to see more Samara. We want to go to the space strip club, bruh. That's what I'm saying, man. More shipbuilder pieces. Okay, you want to build more ships? Okay. Give me the tentacles. Whoa. I don't know about all that. Starfield just needs not to be boring to me. That's what I said. They need to have some type of greater conspiracy going on. They could do some type of conspiracy where like several corporations are in space mining for materials, trying to fight for power. They find some super legendary rare mineral and they're fucking up the alien ecosystem. So now you're at war with the aliens as well as like other humans. They have to put some type of interesting storyline in there. Yeah, more thick Quarians, bruh. Might have to play Mass Effect now for research purposes. Look up the Asari, bruh. Look up the Asari. I know TBH chose Ashley. I love racism in video games. Not in real life, but in video games, that shit is fucking funny. Because it's so fucking illogical, bro. Anytime an RPG lets me do some crazy shit, I will. Alien strip club sounds like a good time. They're actually in Mass Effect. There are alien strip clubs. Corporations is space fighting for space resources. Fine, I'll play Armor Core again. Type shit. I'm playing through the trilogy right now. I'm curious, did you have a preferred class? The Vanguard class. That or Dep. I like how you made a statement and someone says shonen tentacles. Y'all doing too much. If you're not sick of FIFA, good, because more is coming. Netflix partners with FIFA for a new era of digital football. If you're the type of gamer who enjoys playing a bit of football every now and then with some friends, you can start celebrating because a brand new sports franchise is finally on the way. Literally out of nowhere, Netflix and FIFA announced a partnership this Wednesday to create a new title inspired by the 2026 World Cup. That was actually one of my favorite FIFA games. Was it? I think it was FIFA World Cup 2008 on the 360. I played the hell out of that game. According to the official announcement, the upcoming game will be a football simulator developed by Daffy Interactive Studio, which is currently collaborating with IO Interactive on the highly anticipated 007 First Light. Okay, they got a little clout. Despite not having an official title at the moment, the project is scheduled for release in the third quarter of 2026. The goal is allowed to Netflix. You know, now that I think about it, man, I played a lot of fucking sports games when I was younger. Nowadays, I only play 2K and I limited myself to 1 to 2 builds. But when I think about it, I used to be a heavy and ball and gun gamer, bruh. I mean, I played everything, but I played way more sports games. I played FIFA. I used to play Madden. I always played 2K. I played NFL Street, FIFA Street. I played all the NBA Streets. I used to play MLB Slugfest, the arcade one. NFL Blitz. I played a lot of fucking sports games when I was younger. And I just had the epiphany. I'm like, well, what happened, bruh? Why'd I put the ball down? I'll tell you what happened. Fucking microtransactions. Because I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, yo, I used to play like, I'm dead ass when I say I played FIFA World Cup 2008, I believe. It was on the 360. I played a lot of that shit. It had a fire soundtrack. And I'm like, what the fuck happened? And I'm like, oh yeah, I feel bad for y'all, man. I played virtual tennis too. Yeah, I did. I played Tiger Woods golf as well. I played all that shit, bro. I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, what happened? I'm like, oh yeah, they fucked it up with the microtransactions, bro. Corporate greed ruined all these games. But the difference is I stopped playing a lot of this shit because of it. I'm not playing that shit, bro. And the one I do play, I limit my spending. The only thing I didn't play was NHL. The only hockey game I ever played was Wayne Gretzky's NHL 98, I think. On the N64, it was pretty fun. But I think, yeah, my first FIFA game was FIFA 98. The one that on the main menu, it had that song, woohoo! Dun, 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 woohoo! I used to sit at the menu though as a kid because I think I was 7 or 8 at that time. Woohoo! Yeah, I played Blitz. Oh shit, that's a deep cut. That shit was fire, bruh. I hope this is not a mobile game. Hey, listen, anybody from Netflix, if y'all see this shit, since you guys are working on, because EA is no longer called FIFA, it's called FC Football. Since you guys are creating a competitor to EA's football game, if you want to grab some of that market, please just make a fun football game with a bunch of different modes in it. Shit, maybe even a story, maybe even a street mode in there as well. And no microtransactions. Don't put no Ultimate Team card pack mode in there. Don't do it. That will give you a crazy advantage over the competition. And also make sure this is a full console PC launch. The only thing that scares me about this shit is it's made by Netflix, and Netflix only makes mobile games right now. And there is a FIFA and like Madden MOBA, so like mobile. So I can see a world where this is only a mobile game. Make it a full game. NBA Live 06. I used to play NBA Live. Yeah. NBA Live is the only video game to ever win. I think to ever go platinum, I think. Sell 1 million copies of its soundtrack. I forget which NBA Live it was. Nah, Netflix is gonna kill FIFA. Well, FIFA's the one that got in bed with them. All the active sports. Yeah, Tony Hawk, SSX, all that shit. Aggressive Inline. I remember that one. I didn't play it, but I remember that shit. So yeah, it's coming. If anybody is in the football market looking for something different. And then last but not least, Fallout may be influenced by the television show. It was the 2003 game. Okay. Fallout is one of those games. Fallout 5 is one of those games that's currently in the works at Bethesda Studios. It's still years away from release, but now Bethesda's boss Todd Howard has shared a small update about it. He told the BBC, I'm so immature. You know, the other night I seen a TikTok. This dude was like, he was bitching about how BBC fell off. Their journalism lacks integrity now. They're caving to like political forces, basically. But it was just like, I understood what he was saying, but it was so funny, bro. Because he was just like the BBC is not the same. He's like I used to watch. He's like I love the BBC every night. I used to be all over the BBC, but he's like the BBC is changing on us. I was like, bro, can we get a different name for this network? Yeah, the whole time I'm watching the clip, I'm like, pause, nigga. Like, the BBC is just not as good anymore. I'm like, whoa. I instantly went to the comment section. The comment section was just clowning him the entire time. I'm like, bruh. But anyways. The BBC that Fallout 5 will be influenced in part by a popular Prime Video Fallout TV show. In short, yes, he said, Fallout 5 will be existing in a world where the series and events of the show happened or are happening, and we're taking that into account. Fallout 76 has also been influenced by the TV show and is getting new content based on the show, including Walter Walgen's character, the Ghoul. The game is free to play. Yo, they are really trying hard to get us on Fallout 76. We're not playing that shit. So basically, if you're not watching the show, watch it, because don't be surprised if a character from the show shows up. BBC ain't hitting like it is. It ain't hitting like it did, bro. I should have saved that video to show y'all. That shit had me fucking dying, bro. The broadcast channel was the first show. It's too big to ignore. It's too big to ignore. It was funny because he said that specifically, I believe. He's like, the BBC is just not as big anymore. I'm like, bro. Like, I know what you mean, but I'm fucking immature. I don't care how old I get. That shit's gonna be fucking funny to me, dude. Let me see if there's anything in the sub box. I gotta switch my account. BBC is caving to corporations like the media company. Yeah, I didn't even know that, but yeah, apparently over in Europe, the BBC is caving like a lot of networks in the US, basically. And that's what he was saying. But it was just the way he was saying it was fucking funny. Surfpunk, we looked at that yesterday. Invincible versus, we already saw that with Tierra Whack. What the hell is that trailer? Yo, shout out to Jonathan Henry with the $2 super chat. He said we getting a Call of Duty Fallout crossover. Is that real, or are you making that up? What about an X Defiant Call of Duty crossover? That's when you know the Fallout is real. Myco Punk. Playing with a new game. Rematch season 2. Yo, that game. Let me look at the season 2 trailer. That game kind of fell off a cliff. I remember people super hyping that shit up. RAM prices. Naraka Blade. Stream end of the year wrap up exposes the gaming community. There go JG yapping. Adults can't read. Average reading level is 6th grade. It is 6th grade. Mega Man Star Force Legacy Collection. All right, there's really not any trailers. The COD Fallout crossover is real? Really? COD Fallout cross. They got a trailer for this shit. It is. What the fuck? Call of Duty is crossing over with the Fallout TV show in season 1 Reloaded. That's what's gonna bring people back. This is funny because like I play Call of Duty and I play Fallout, but if I had to bet a paycheck, I'd say the average Call of Duty fan has never played a Fallout. So this is a weird collaboration. Like this is one of those games. What did we talk about earlier? There's a lot of too cool for school ass gamers. That Fallout shit is corny, bro. Season 1 of Black Ops 7 and Warzone is currently underway, and now Activision has announced Call of Duty's crossover with Amazon Prime's TV show. Activision released a brief teaser clip of Black Ops 7 and Warzone to reveal the operator skins for this upcoming crossover. While you can't see the full details of the skins, the silhouettes clearly hint at operators for Lucy, the Ghoul, Maximus, and his power armor. Is this it right here? Oh yeah, so that's all the main characters. Lucy, the Ghoul, and then that's the black dude, right? Max, I think his name or something like that. So it's funny because they say we're going to listen to the community, boots on the ground. We're going to get back to being what Call of Duty is. Now you're going to have fucking ghouls and power armor, Fallout power armor. If you never played fucking Fallout, this is funny. If you've never played Fallout, but you play Call of Duty, you about to see fucking 100-foot niggas in Gundam suits running around in this shit, bruh. This is fucking funny, dude. We listen to the community, and that's why we put this dumbass shit in the game. Yeah, it's gonna have a crazy hit. You're dumb if you buy this fucking skin. You're gonna have a crazy hitbox. You won't be able to hide behind any corner because your damn armor always gonna be sticking out. But hey, if you like it, we love it, I guess. They gonna let me use the VATS team deathmatch? Nah, they ain't gonna let you use it. They gonna cheat. I mean, people already got that shit though with the wall hacks and shit like that. That's fucking funny, dude. Fallout demigods. Look at this season 2 trailer. Who's coming back for season 2? Back is back. You know what's funny? I thought that this game was gonna last much longer, but like it kind of just died really quickly. The way people was hyping it up. I think that's what sucks about live service games. This is a good game. Even if you make a good game, people will switch up on you for any reason, especially because these live service gamers, they're ADHD gamers. Anytime a new live service game comes out, ooh, new piece of candy, piece of candy, piece of candy. There's a new live service game? Like, let me tell y'all something, right? All them niggas that made fun of High Guard, saying it looks like Concord 2.0, for the simple fact that it's free to play, I know for a fact a lot of you will be on it, and don't say you won't because you play where the wind meets. That game's mid. That game is mid as fuck, but you hyped it up because it's free. And I'm not saying it'll stick the landing and it'll stay the test of time, but don't be surprised if opening weekend we've had hundreds of thousands of players because it's free and niggas love free shit. And that's what it is, a bunch of charcuterie gamers, bro, charcuterie board gamers. Nah, it was buggy as hell from the start. New game modes? The player base killed it, in my opinion. They used exploits. You can have some good matches every so often, though. Damn, so they was cheating in this shit? Hell yeah, where wind meets is definitely mid. Hey, and you're allowed to enjoy mid, but stop talking like that shit is fucking a game of the year. That shit not nominated. No, it's not nominated, bro. That's a free-to-play game that you tolerating because you broke. Let's see. Mega Man Star Force Legacy Collection. Where the mid meets. Do live service games typically have long lifespans? No. I mean, Rematch is an example. I mean, we can pull it up. Rematch was one of the hot. The month Rematch came out, that was one of the hottest games of 2025. Damn, this shit loading slow as fuck. We can look it up right now, though, the numbers. If this shit will fucking load. I'm about to switch off this damn web browser. I swear to God. Let's see, Steam, DB Rematch. Hopefully this second one loads. There. Oh, now you want to load. So, yeah, this is one of the biggest games of the year. There's only 3,000 people playing right now, and it peaked at 5,000. So for a game that everybody was talking about early in this year, it hasn't even been a year. It's really only been like 6 months, hasn't it? This game is pretty much dead because it's gonna go downhill. It peaked at almost like 100,000. You add the console. If there's 3,000 people, right? If you add the console in there, I doubt there's more than 10,000 players. Is it free? Is this game free? I don't know. I don't think it is. Collabs are keeping Fortnite alive at this point. To a degree. Fortnite has something going for it that I think a lot of other games don't. Fortnite benefited from the fact that it came out at the right time. Right place, right time. That's when BRs were starting to peak. There was a lot of little kids that just got their brand new console, and then COVID hit in 2020. It was just the right storm. A lot of people were stuck in the house. So I think one of the reasons why Fortnite has not fallen off is it benefits from the fact that there are a lot of little kids that grew up during that COVID era. They're now either teenagers or young adults, and they have an emotional connection to this game. Y'all don't want to talk about it, but I genuinely think it's an emotional connection. And when I say emotional, I mean emotional as a whole, but also they're financially invested in it as well. People bought like a bunch of skins and shit like that. Which is, I think that's something JG was talking about with these live service games. We're seeing things that we've never seen before. We didn't have live service games when I was a kid. So you're having this new group of gamers who are super emotionally tied to shit, and they will not get off of it because they have so much money invested. And like they had a lot of good times during the game. And I don't know. I want to talk about it. Fortnite is one of the greatest comeback stories in gaming. It was initially failing till they went into the BR. I saw Fortnite before it even came out. I saw Fortnite. I'm pretty sure I told this story, but if you remember Paragon, which is now a predecessor, we got invited to Epic Game Studios to preview the new build and look at the new characters. This is right before Vamp had came out, whatever that vampire chick's name is. Originally, they were calling her Vamp. It was the code name, the one with the 2 swords. So we went to go preview her and look at the new features. And we're getting a tour of Epic Game Studios. And I remember we were walking past one room. I swear to God, it was one room with like 3 computers in there and 1 developer in a fucking corner. By the way, Epic Game Studios is a campus. Blood Rain, yeah. I played Blood Rain before she had came out. Or no, Countess. Yeah, her name is Countess. Blood Rain's a different game. That's a different vampire game, but Countess is her name. It's a big campus. Only thing they were talking about is they were showing us all the trophies from like the Gears of War days, and they were talking Paragon, and Paragon is the future. And there was a little game. They were in the corner with 1 developer, 3 computers. The other 2 developers must have been at lunch or something like that. And they said, we was like, oh, what's that you guys are working on in the room? He's like, oh, this is a game we haven't announced yet. It's called Fortnite. This is before there was BR. It was just Fortnite Save the World. And we went in there, we looked. I remember me, JG, and Ethos looked at each other like, and they was like, if you want, we can give you codes. You can get early access to this shit. We was like, we played Paragon. Like a year later, fucking Fortnite was like the biggest thing in the fucking world, bro. Should have took them damn codes, man. Shit was fucking funny. So it's interesting. It's always interesting to see how much for Fortnite, because I seen it before it ever came out. Yeah, the rest was history. But yeah, that's the thing with these live service games. The problem is a lot of them are charcuterie board gamers. They just like to taste test shit, and there's always a new one coming out. So unless they have a ton of money invested, like Fortnite, they tend to move from one to another. That's why you see the first depressant? That shit died off real quick too. Paragon was one of my favorite experiences. Yeah, that was peak in 2016. Let's see, Mega Man Star Force Collection.
Geostellar, on the air.
So this one was like a Battle Network, but with 3D graphics. Remember LA Noire? Yeah, I know that game. I didn't play it, but I know it. First Depression was so ass they did AI game. I'm telling you, free-to-play gamers are some of the most annoying fucking niggas on earth, bro. Because they swear everything they play is great. And yeah, I'm a dog walk, y'all. I remember when the First Depressing came out, a lot of you in the chat were like, you gotta stream this shit. This one's next. And I said, I'm not playing that shit. Ain't nothing but defend the computer missions and boobs. That's why y'all like that shit. And ain't none of you niggas playing that shit, bro. I know I sound like an asshole at the time, but I can usually predict shit. I can use that. That game was not it, bro. If you want to play a good looter shooter, pay $40 and buy Remnant. Matter of fact, you could probably get it for 10 nowadays. Probably get it on sale. Play Remnant 2. That's a good looter shooter. That shit, yeah, was a gooner shooter.